Hi everyone, it's Michael here. Today I would love to walk you through another section of this book. The book that I wrote just recently, well, it's still a work in progress. I still am finishing a few chapters, but the book is all about IT talents and how to find them, how to recruit them, how to headhunt them. So I would like to walk you through the chapter number 3, which is all about the 13 characteristics of a great recruiter. And in fact, just recently I have organized a training for a group of recruiters. We talked about outstanding recruiters, about some of their ex-colleagues, some of their friends who are doing really well in terms of IT recruitment, in terms of filling IT positions. And I asked them what is special about those people. So we listed on a whiteboard several characteristics, then we circled some of them, we scratched some of them. It was a really interesting brainstorming, and eventually we listed these top 13 characteristics, which I also included in this book. So let me read this chapter to you right now, all right? And then if you have any questions, you can ask me below this video, and I'll be totally happy to go a little deeper in some of those areas that are of your interest. So, the 13 characteristics of a great IT recruiter. I organized a seminar with a group of recruiters, technical recruiters, the other day. We looked at an ideal technical recruiter or a headhunter. Who is a superstar headhunter? Who is the role model? Who is a great IT recruiter? What kind of attributes this person has or should have? I would love to share with you what we came up with, so here comes the outcome of our discussion. Let me walk you through these points one by one. Naturally, some of them are more important, some of them are less. Number 1, great communication skills. This may seem obvious, right? Usually, recruiters, talent acquisition specialists, and HR managers come with strong soft skills, and they already have good communication skills. So let's move on to something that is a little more unique to those who work in IT. So the point number 2, know the IT roles. And this is important and really hard. A technical recruiter needs to understand the roles he or she is hiring for. She needs to have a solid technical understanding, needs to have some technical background, or increase the competence by additional training. Hello at the IT Recruiter Toolkit. So this is a little, I'm mentioning here the toolkit that we have created for fellow recruiters. And the reason we did is because, I've been working in IT for so many years, right? It's been over 15 years. So for me, lots of these technologies sort of make sense. But I know from experience that many of you who have not been working in IT before, who have not been exposed to all those program languages and frameworks, struggle with this technology. Okay, so let's move on. I know the technologies. I talk to software developers with confidence. To talk to software developers with confidence, you need to be aware of the programming languages and software frameworks they use. Okay, programming languages such as Java, JavaScript, and frameworks such as React, Vue.js, but across all the languages, right? Be aware of the frameworks that are trending, and also be aware of those that are obsolete. Here in this list, I'm not going deeper in differentiating which one is trending and which one is obsolete, but just from top of my mind, we were discussing this during our recent seminar. For example, Zend is already, well, I don't want to say obsolete because someone may feel, a little negative about this label, but say its popularity is fading out. Could be probably more a diplomatic way to say that Zend is not as popular as it used to be. You can also go to Google Trends and you can search for the trend line, and you would see that it increases on popularity, and then there is a decrease for the last 6 or 7 years. On the other hand, for example, Laravel or Symfony or React or Vue.js, these frameworks are trending and popular these days. Okay, number 4, be confident. A great technical recruiter is confident, and you can see this when he or she is talking to candidates. So in order for you to be successful too, you need to become more confident in approaching candidates, in talking to hiring managers. And if you think about confidence, confidence comes with knowledge and practice. And practice makes perfect, right? Number 5, personalized messages. A great IT recruiter is able to personalize the messages and emails based on what she sees on a candidate's profile. Avoid sending generic long messages or emails. This is what developers don't like at all. And what is funny about this list? That recruiters who joined the webinar came up with this list. So it's very likely that you somehow subconsciously know you should not be just copy-pasting those templates. It's most likely you know what you should be doing, but you are still not doing it. So for cases like this, I'm also offering coaching, like hands-on practical coaching, where I'm able to look over your shoulder on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and sometimes it's all about just telling you, hey, this is below the standard, raise above. Number 6, be a great researcher. Everyone can go to LinkedIn and enter Java developer to the search box in the header. But here is what you could do on top of this. Look through a GitHub repository and derive some meaningful value from what you see in those repositories on GitHub. Developers use GitHub to capture their code, to store it in the cloud. So what you can do is to go through their public repositories, and I'm not saying you need to be able to code. It would be helpful, certainly, but you at least need to be able to understand the overall project, what the project is about, what technology is used. Number 7, be great in sales. Can you convince a developer to leave their already well-paid job and join another company? Are you aware of the sales techniques? You'd better be, because these days we are shifting from just this administrative job of sending or forwarding CVs to hiring managers, and we need to do a much better job in terms of figuring out who is really a good match for a particular position, how to convince them to at least be interested at first, and then leave their current job. Because IT professionals in general, they have lots of opportunities. They are not just waiting out there, unemployed for long. Number 8, you can cold call, or when I say you, I mean actually they, like the ideal recruiter. So they need to be able to cold call. This is increasingly more important because developers these days receive dozens of messages from recruiters, for example, on LinkedIn. So how do you stand out in the crowd? Well, you can cold call them. You can call them and talk about the position at hand. That's also what I do. It's not really like 100% cold call because they already know me. But I like to get in touch with them. I like to present the opportunity in the best light and talk about some specifics of the company or a project or the team or technology, technical stack, right? But you can only cold call if you are confident and if you know the technologies and you know the frameworks and you know a little more about the role. So this is really important, cold calling. There is a huge potential just generally in sales and in recruitment also. Number 9, follow up. A great recruiter should follow up with IT candidates. This also helps build relationships with IT talents. Some say there is nothing more annoying than not following up or not responding to messages. Would you agree? Okay, and next page, there is item number 10. Have a strong personal brand. So a great technical recruiter should have a strong personal brand. It's important, especially if you are playing this long-term game. If you would like to be in recruitment in the long run. So this is number 10. Number 11, be tech savvy. The best recruiters I've worked with were tech savvy, meaning they were able to export email addresses, import them elsewhere to some content management, not content, but customer relationship management system. They also used Chrome extensions to increase their productivity. They could create simple graphic assets using Canva or probably some other tool. These days, it's really easy to create some graphical assets. You don't have to get a designer. Number 12, be good in digital marketing. These days, talent acquisition shifts to sales and marketing. So we, recruiters, need to sharpen our talent, our sales and marketing skills too. How to get their attention on social media, how to capture them with some good hook in the message, how to improve copywriting. This is what I talked about in the previous video. If you have not seen it yet, it's somewhere on my YouTube channel. You can find it. I probably released it in mid-October, where I talk a little more about copywriting, how to speak the technical language, but also improve it and get to the level where it is appealing. It sparkles some emotion. And the last, number 13 on the page number 22 is be active and respected in the technical community. Respect in your local community is important. You can get early information about a company that is about to lay off a team of developers, for example. Okay, so eventually in this book you can see a little checkbox, so you can also evaluate yourself. How close are you to being a great technical recruiter? And you can score yourself from 1 to 10. For example, how strong is your personal brand? Say in your area, do developers know you? Do they recognize your name? Not just say 50 or but 5,000 in your area, depending on how large your area is. How about your sales skills, your marketing, your copywriting skills? What about your technical knowledge? What about the language and frameworks? I have an assessment that I like to just start with our training sessions, seminars or webinars, and it's quite interesting. Sometimes even recruiters, HR specialists, talent acquisition managers who have been in this game for 3-4 years, they still don't know the IT essentials. So don't underestimate it by any means. It's really important because IT professionals are already tired of talking to headhunters or recruiters who know nothing about IT positions. So this is how you can stand out. You can stand out in the crowd and be a little more professional. Speaking of professionalism, I happen to organize a class on November 10, 11, and 12, so 3 consecutive days. It is all about IT recruitment, the IT essentials. I reveal several strategies that work really well for me because I'm also recruiting for a few clients of mine. And I'll be talking and guiding you step by step through the IT fundamentals, essentials, the IT roles, how to even think about it, how to use some of our mind maps to understand this really confusing landscape. So if this is something you are generally interested in, if you would like to level up your recruitment game, whether you are in a position of a recruiter or probably a sales manager, you are talking to candidates, you still need to be able to read a technical job description. So in that case, I highly recommend joining my upcoming class, which is called the Professional IT Recruitment web class on November 10, 11, and 12. You can just go to our website at geekrecruiters.com. You can find it in the menu. There will be probably a link also somewhere below this video, so you will be able to just go to the page, sign up for the class, and there is also a special bonus for some of you who are in the first 10, I guess it's 10. So the first 10 of you will get a few really cool bonuses. So we are going to send you like really printed, shipped materials straight to your doorstep, either at home or to the office, with a t-shirt. Like you can also see I'm wearing a t-shirt now, like, hey, I'm recruiting IT talents. Now I'm talking to you, so I'm not recruiting right now, but I use t-shirts like this when I'm interacting with IT candidates, when I'm talking to IT professionals, when I'm interviewing them, screening them. I have a call. And you can also get t-shirts like this in our shop at Gig Recruiters. So you can just go to gigrecruiters.com, get a t-shirt like this, level up your skills, level up your equipment, such as this, so you can play the recruitment game like a real professional, like someone who knows how to talk to IT professionals, how to read the technical job description, how to talk to hiring managers and what to ask them. That's really essential. How to find IT candidates. So it's not easy, but eventually this is really rewarding because there is so much money in IT. IT, not just recruitment, but overall in IT, there is an abundance of opportunities, even despite this whole coronavirus outbreak. So companies are still hiring. IT candidates still need some help with their opportunities. So I can only encourage you guys to enroll in the class, get some materials, level up your game, and monetize all the opportunities ahead of us. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.